What a night we have in store for everybody at the Broadbeach Bowls Club and right around the world. This is Ringside Live. It is the rematch, the World Bowl Singles Final last year. Ryan Bester and Gary Kelly, they are taking each other on as an appetizer for the 2024 Australian Open right here on Australia's Gold Coast. They walk down the new decking here at the Broadbeach Bowls Club with big smiles on their faces to the adoration of the fans. It is absolutely wonderful. Barry Lester's been doing a darts-style introduction for them here tonight, but we look forward to seeing these two go head-to-head in a singles contest that will hopefully rival what they pulled off right on this very green 8 months ago. Val Febo here with you tonight, and Barry Lester's going to be joining these two right now.
We're playing the rematch of the 2023 World Bowl Singles Final. It was only a wrinkle or two over. It was September last year. We're not quite 12 months gone, but Ryan, we'll start with you. How does it feel to reflect on that big win, and what does it make you feel like to be able to try and get the wood over Gary again tonight?
Yeah. It's still a play hasn't sunk in. You know, guys are great mates, and he beat me in the semi-final on rank 23 when he went there. So we were 1-1 there. So this is the decider.
Guys, you get to put the colours on again, mate. I know it's a different format. Out and representing. When you heard about would
the support of Broadbeach Ball, absolutely fantastic, and yeah, look, obviously it's an amazing opportunity for me to wear my colours again. Great mate Ryan Bester, so really excited.
And Ryan, you obviously used to work here not that long ago. It's good to come back to your old club and see the facilities upgraded and big crowd tonight.
Yeah, first time play the Blue Diamond Matador, which was too successful. I can see a crowded club.
And guys, you've had undefeated pairs and 2 runners-ups. Your form must be pretty good.
Super fun, and what way to win this week and the beginning of. I can't say thank you enough. I know I can myself to guests that have came to this country to play in the Australian Open. Just thank you so much.
Australia, thank you so much for getting behind it. All the best tonight. The first to score 21 shots win. And Ryan, you have the mat. Good luck, gents.
Cheers. Thank you.
Thanks, Barry. Thank you.
Barry Lester there joining the two of them. We do apologise. There was a little bit of a weird picture and sound happening throughout that, so we hope that everything's all good, but hopefully the rest of this is all okay. But Barry Lester, big thank you to him. He'll be jumping on with me very, very shortly to do a little bit of commentary, and looking forward to seeing what these two can do here tonight. Hopefully the picture will improve for these two as they commence. Not sure what was quite happening there, but hopefully you should be seeing some better pictures coming up as this contest gets underway. Val Febo, my name, and sitting down alongside me. He did a great job just before. We didn't catch all of it, unfortunately, with some audio problems, but I can assure you, as per usual, Barry Lester was perfection, and he joins me right now. Baz, welcome.
Thanks, Val. It's good to team up with you again, mate, after 2 weeks straight last year at the World Bowls.
It's been, 8 months now?
Yeah.
Maybe 10.
Yeah, no, and you and Locke are forming a great team, and it's, different circumstances, but I'm pretty excited, mate. I'm pretty chuffed to look around and see the environment, how it is, and with Bowls Australia support, the club support, and obviously the players. You know, they've been playing so much bowls this week to back up again tonight. As you can see there, a lot of people in the background. That's just a little bit of it. You can't quite see all the decking there, but both players should be in good form. They've been playing all week here on these Broadbeach greens.
They certainly have. I've got a couple of stats on their form this week. Ryan Bester is 13-2 across the Blue Diamond pairs and the Matador fours, and Gary Kelly 15-0. Barry Lester, it's not a bad week at all.
Yeah, it was weird. We had a good run in the pairs the other day. Didn't lose a game. Came runner-up, and then this morning he's the guy that cost us winning all our games. So, yeah, went from friend to foe. But already the guys have got some really good touch and really nice correction from Ryan. Bowls pretty much down the centre there, so it's a good indicator that conditions are nice and they'll find their line and wait pretty quickly.
Now these two put on an absolute show on that final day of the World Bowls Championships in 2023. Ryan Bester finally getting the chocolates in a tournament or in an event that had plagued him for so long. He won the pairs in 2004, but he'd often been the bridesmaid in the singles discipline at both the Commonwealth Games and World Championships. I think it was 4 silver medals all up across the 2 events in the singles, but finally last year, after being behind for the majority of the match, he managed to drive his way literally out of trouble, and it was quite an amazing performance, and one that you almost saw the weight come off his shoulders.
Yeah, a lot of tears to be there. We were very fortunate because you couldn't write a better script to be able to do that in front of his home crowd. He had his parents over all the way from Canada, and it was the one he'd been waiting for. And as Gary and Ryan do use the word a lot, good mates they are. You form great relationships with your opposition over years. As Gary comes down and plays an absolute cracker with his last for one. So Gary Kelly strikes first.
What do we call that, Baz? The boss.
The boss, yes. Good memory, Val. Good memory.
Now, I've started using that. It's become part of my lingo.
Yeah, no. And what I love to see on nights like tonight, and after speaking to Aidan quite a fair bit over the phone the last few months and just reading the comments on Facebook about the tonight, is just promoting the game of bowls. You only have to look around the crowd. There's people here watching this game that have probably maybe not watched bowls before or never played bowls before. And if we can put on events like this to introduce people to the sport, it's a huge win.
It sure is. And the speed of the green, Baz, what are you thinking it is heading into the Australian Open?
Yeah, well, there's a little bit of breeze around, so that's keeping the moisture off the surface, so it hasn't really slowed up that much. So I've got it around about 15.5, and I'm not sure if it will sort of get much slower than that because that slight breeze that's around. So we'll monitor that and keep our viewers updated with the speed and conditions.
As they fire in their first of this second end, Baz, I want to ask you how things are going at Broadbeach. You've made the transition over to the club here from Burleigh, and the way things have gone since you've gotten here, I don't know if this is all you or I don't know what's happened, but there's a massive deck here that's been installed right next to Green 4. It looks splendid. The facility here is second to none, and the ability to watch the highest of quality bowls, but then to go in, nice food. I've heard there's good croissants here now, which I'm really excited about trying throughout the AO. Talk to us about the facility changes here and your own role here.
Yeah, I met with the club back in December, and I was away, but we had a few Zoom meetings and just spoke about coming in as a very sort of part-time role, just helping with the promoting and marketing of what we can offer here. And the club really embraced a lot of my concepts and ideas, this being one of them. And we had Ashley Harrison down, the NRL superstar, State of Origin player the other night. Just, creating a bit of change and knowing that we are a multi-purpose venue. And we've got to utilise our space, utilise our location, and obviously the new decking. So, yeah, Simon Neal with the new board, new bowls committee, it's really come off and it's come together with good planning and preparation. As we see Gary running here again, needs contact on Ryan or the jack. Just missing. So,
apologies for some of the camera jumps there, but Ryan Bester holding one currently and looking to add in a second here. He's using those orange bowls. Gary Kelly, are they a purple, Baz?
Yeah, just they're a dark blue with a white speckle. So Ryan being a Taylor bowler and Gary Kelly using aero bowls. So it's good that they're actually using different colours. Under the artificial light, it can be a bit tricky sometimes, as you know, doing enough live streaming, Val. But it's just a great setup. It's good to be able to put the core flute banners out there. Thanks to Jason over at Signs of Safety, he's helped us out there. It's been fantastic supporting us with all our marketing gear and being able to make this into a show rink tonight. And our volunteers, of course, to help put us together. So great start from Ryan, only 2 feet past there, right down the middle. So that just tells you that the green this is unbelievable, this green. I played on it yesterday, and yeah, if you put a bowl outside sort of 4 feet, you probably haven't got it away right. So as Gary comes down the forehand, lovely shot. Ryan switching to the backhand with the jack-eye situation. Looking to arrive, sit or trail. Only probably a yard short on that one, but all three bowls you see down the middle there, both players got their line already.
So a couple of people just commenting about the feed. Jenny, maybe just, or the two Jennies, maybe just refresh the page, see how you go. Hopefully that works. We're trying to sort of work on the run here, and it all sounds okay, so maybe just give it a little bit of a refresh, and hopefully that does work. So, Ryan Bester, again, it was such a wonderful year for Gary Kelly, despite losing that World Bowls singles final. Baz, as Bester gets a little bit of a wick through, but still won to Gary Kelly. He was so good. He won almost everything there was to win, and then has continued that form into 24 with that BPL MVP award and another title with yourself. You're no longer 2 times, you're 3 times, Barry. What have you made of how he's performed over the last maybe 24 months with that Com Games singles final as well?
Yeah, I think something that's really happened with Gary the last couple of years is I think he's probably, like early days, he came out and still won a lot of stuff when he came to Australia, but he would have some continuity in his life now, and it's very hard to leave your entire family and network behind, and move to the other side of the planet. So I think now just getting some continuity in his life, knowing what work looks like. As we see Ryan come down there, it's a lovely shot. Could be enough, very close. And just getting some pattern going in his life. After this, he'll head back to home in Ireland and visit family for 3 weeks, and that's a big trip. But he's just ducking over. So Gary
Big
Kelly
drive.
on the drive, well, just missing high. And being around Gary enough now, you always see him FaceTiming his family back home pretty much every day, and it's a big step to be so far away from your family, but he's got great support. Warilla, we know what they do for their bowlers and their superstar players. They support them so much, and it's a good place that Gary's in at the moment.
So unlike the World Singles Final, someone has won multiple ends in a row very quickly. It took 14 ends last year for one of these two to take consecutive ends in that match, and Ryan Bester has done it after 3. He leads 3-1 after 3 in the opening stages of this World Bowls rematch to whet the appetite for the 2024 Australian Open, which starts tomorrow. Looking forward to all of the action, and so many participants of the Australian Open here watching tonight. It's going to be absolutely sensational. Baz, you're playing in all 3 events.
Yeah, definitely am. Teaming up with Benny Hubber. Benny's a consistent performer down in Victoria. He gets up to the Gold Coast on the winter and plays a fair bit of bowls, and just had a run with him in the 4s the last couple of days. Only lost the 1 game, and then trying to go back-to-back in the 4s. We had such a great event last year. We were tested multiple times, but it was a gutsy win to come over a really strong team in the final. And then there's the singles. I don't know, my love for singles comes and goes, but hopefully I can have a crack at it. Semi-final is the furthest I've ever been, but ideally if you can get any kind of win in a team environment, that's where I want to be.
Was
Gary.
that 2021 semi-final against, was it Turles?
Yes, lost at Turles 2021, and then Mark Casey beat me in the quarter the first year up here, 2015.
Your singles form, we were talking last week, you said you're pretty confident at the moment, so fingers crossed for a big run for you, Baz.
Yeah, that definitely. Well, the way the greens are, and it's okay.
That should be a respot. I think the players are a little bit confused.
That's okay. They've forgotten World Bowls format. We spoke about that.
And AO format as well.
We're going to reset that one. extra roll-up end for the boys.
Ryan Bester's just said respot from now on. I don't think they want to be playing too much longer than what they have to, considering it's been a pretty big week.
Yeah, it's been a long, like Ryan said before.
Especially with the big 2 weeks coming up.
Yeah, well, like Ryan said before, it's only still sinking in 8 months on the fact that he won that title. So, but the reflection on the format of the game, even though we did have a bit of a chat about it, but the crowd, they get another few minutes of action, as we see when you look at the balcony up there. They're 3 and 4 deep, and they're starting to really crowd around the green too. So there's only the east side of this green that hasn't got people sitting and watching. It's great to see.
It is good. And this new decking at Broadbeach is going to work so well. Amazing job by the club and everyone involved. Gary Kelly nestles in for shot. So Ryan Bester, it was such a brilliant performance from him at Worlds last year, and just having a look at some of the medals that he's won across his career. So at the World Championships, gold in the pairs, bronze in the singles in 2008, silver in the singles in 2012, bronze in the pairs in 2012, singles silver in 2016, and then bronze in the pairs last year, singles gold 2023. Commonwealth Games, bronze in the singles in 06.
Yeah, long hair.
18 years ago.
Long hair and a little bit lighter back then.
And you had the blonde tips back then, didn't you?
Yes.
And then 2014 Glasgow singles runner-up, and then 2018 on the Gold Coast, Aaron Wilson got him here on, was that green 2 out that night? Or green 3?
That was green 2.
Yep.
Green 2, yep.
Aaron Wilson winning there. So it was a long time coming in the singles for Ryan Bester.
And the last 2 world singles gold medalists being Ryan and Shannon McElroy, both got to do it. One in New Zealand for Shannon, but for Ryan to be able to do it here in Broadbeach, sort of his second home, or home if you like to call it. So good to see, and yeah, nothing better than if you can win a big title knowing you've got all your support network right there on the sidelines cheering.
Big weight from Bester.
Looking for the jack. Just missing high. Still one of the best wins I've ever seen was Karen Murphy, OAM, winning the World Indoor Singles over at Potters. Around about
2:13, was it?
Yeah. But to do it on Australia Day and to have 2 or 3 friends in the crowd, Ian and Blake Hopper and Kay Moran there. So I've watched that game many times. Great shot, Gary Kelly. Should be 2.
Mitch Mears has the 2 green paddles up. The green paddles for the Irish Gary Kelly and the red paddles for the Canadian Ryan Bester. So 3 apiece after 4 ends here at the Broadbeach Bowls Club. Barry Lester and Val Febo joining you on ringside live for the rematch of the 2023 World Bowls Championships men's singles final. And some of the players that Ryan Bester defeated in that tournament last year lost to Sam Tolchard in the sectional rounds. Sam went through 10-0. Bester knocked off Kenta Treacher, Wayne Rittmuller, and the likes. Ulla Bakran, we called him against Tolchard at Musgrave Hill. That was a really interesting match. But then in the knockout stages, comes up against Izzat Zulkepler, who has made a couple of international finals, one at the World Bowls Indoor Championships just last month, and then another one at the World Champion of Champions at Nainai in 2022. Then he knocked off Ian McLean and then Gary Kelly in the final. So a wonderful tournament from Ryan Bester.
Yeah, quality players through there. And the thing about, and as I said to you recently, I'm without bias, Val, and it was good to catch up on the show, multiple venues. So, to be winning games at Broadbeach, Musgrave Hill, and so on. So, to be playing at multiple venues, multiple players, great shot, Gary Kelly. Yeah, it's hats off. Changing rinks, you're moving around, and yeah, day in, day out. And obviously, you got the other format as well. So, you're in 2 formats. So, yeah, hats off to the players that can reach the deep end, let alone just winning the title. But as Gary plays a good shot there and asks the crowd to get up and about. So there'd have to be a few hundred here.
He's good at getting the crowd to sort of eat out of his hand. We saw at BPL 19 this year when he had the finger point going.
Yeah. He had a couple of quiet ends, and I think he was sort of like, this one's for you. I've been a bit quiet, so I'm here to give you something. And after that, he grew 10 foot tall and didn't look back. And I think about it quite regularly, the drive he played in the semi-final.
Oh, my.
To make an 8, that's still, yeah.
Still the highest scoring set, that is, in BPL history. It was one of the most remarkable shots I've seen. Ellen Fife was up and out of her chair. Lindsay Clark in the background, you could see it in the footage, was so excited. And you could see you with Andrew Breeden-Walton on the bench, just absolutely pumped.
Yeah, no, that's a shot for the ages, that one. Offline jack, offline target, forehand, inside-out result, just amazing. So Ryan Bester trying hard for Jack here. What a shot, Ryan Bester. Crowd goes wild. Loving it. Yeah, all reports that the YouTube is quite good. A few messages coming in, so jump on YouTube if you're having any trouble.
Should be okay. We're getting the feed through here and it all looks fine, so I'm not sure exactly what is...
Gary Kelly needs the jack.
Got it, but skewed it out.
Well, it's a game of millimetres. Is long bowls.
As was their final last year, Barry.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he's having a bit of a shake of the head because he knows big difference between lying 3 down or trailing that jack for 2.
And now Ryan Bester with an opportunity to take a full count. Sends this one down on a pretty good track. Needs it to pull up. And I think it's done the job. That is a full count to Ryan Bester.
Yeah,
gargantuan.
Yeah, you need a little bit of luck. Obviously, you don't want it going against you too much, but Ryan held a good head there. Gary just trying to tuck the jack back for 2. Didn't quite go his way, but long way to go. I'm sure Gaz will respond. He played a couple of really good bowls in this direction on the previous end. Jack length quite long. Matt's up about 4 metres, so about a 30-metre length here.
So 7-3 the lead. Bester certainly didn't have it this way in September, as Gary Kelly just managed to keep ahead for the early to middle stages of the contest before Ryan really put his foot down. As Gary Kelly looks to try and affect the opening bowl of Bester, but he ends up in an okay position. Ceres Ewling's watching on from Wales. Great to have your company, Ceres. Doing a great job in the media space for the sport of bowls up there.
Yeah, I've teamed up with Bowls International, writing a few articles here and there, so...
Trying to put me out of a job, Baz?
No, just...
Your insights are far better, that's for sure.
No, it's good to... There's one that I'm big on at the moment, just helping being a CE ambassador with the sustainability stuff, so trying to just spread some good messages out there, and Gary just needs to hold.
So far, Ryan Bester looks to have had the better of the conditions. Just read things a little better. He's won 3 of the ends so far, of the 5 that we've played. Etienne Van Rooyen watching from a cold South Africa. It's cold here too, actually. Today was really nice.
Cold. Come on.
I put the shorts on, Baz. I had jeans when I got here. I overdressed for the Gold Coast.
Don't give me that. Mate, I've been wearing sunscreen every day for 7 days.
No, but during the day it's beautiful.
No, there's a little bit of a brisk breeze coming in from the
16 degrees and I'm in
southwest.
shorts. Of course I'm cold.
Gary Kelly needs a clear run to the jack or sit the bowl. He's just missed.
You said before, game of millimetres. A little chuckle shared between the two.
Yep. No, they've had some good battles over the years and been teammates as well, various events. But Gaz and I were just chatting about it the other day. You know, we were just talking a bit of, when we played in the pairs the other day, just about sort of shot selection. And one of our opposition said, oh, you'd swear you guys have played hundreds of games together. And then we looked at each other and thought, well, wait a minute, we've played 150 games for the Poles,
Yep.
or a couple hundred games for the Poles or whatever it is, and we started trying to think how many games between BPL and various other events have we actually played together. So be interesting. But yeah, these guys are playing with and against each other on a regular basis. They know each other's games inside out.
Yeah. It could be, you could be in excess of 200 there.
Yeah,
between,
it could be.
As Gary just comes underneath, so to be one more to Ryan Bester as he edges out to an 8-3 buffer.
Yeah, not a bad little head, that one. Just a little bit unlucky from Gaz. Just slid off that front and didn't catch Ryan's bowl in the middle. He just got half of it, but the length here is pretty similar again. Yeah, we've got around that 28 to 29 metre length, pretty popular length. Jack position. And what you can see in the background on the crowd, you can bet that that's all around the venue. Right through the venue, we've just had 280 bowlers compete in the Matador Fours over the last 3 days. And 224 of them on the premises today across the 4 greens. And they're all staying back to take in this action tonight. Gary holding shot there. About 3 feet short, right on line. But big couple of weeks coming up, Australian Open. The 19th, I can't wait for the 20th. Who would have thought 20 years ago, the first Australian Open.
I know.
At one venue.
Quite unbelievable.
And now 14 venues right across the Gold Coast.
I think it was Yarraville Footscray back in Victoria on Francis Street. That was the very first one.
Yeah, no, what a great job they did. And now, well, Billy Cornell's picked up a couple of golds in the pairs and triples back then in 2005. And a man that's about to join us, the bowls coordinator here at Broadbeach Bowls Club, his brother won the inaugural Australian Open men's singles title, Shane Globitz. So Shane's brother Jay, the bowls coordinator at Broadbeach, he's going to step in for a little bit, Val, and you can ask him all the juicy questions about Broadbeach Bowls Club.
I will. Thank you very much, Barry. Great job by you. We'll see you a little bit later. As Jay Globitz sits down alongside me. Yeah, very well, Jay. Nice to actually meet you. I don't think we've met in person, so there's the handshake. Nice to meet you, and congratulations on how wonderful the Broadbeach Bowls Club looks. This is absolutely magnificent. We've got the decking behind us, which Barry said was about 3 to 4 deep. This whole green 4 space looks magnificent. You've done an amazing job. So how have the last few months been? I can imagine stressful but rewarding.
Oh, days like this, massively rewarding, mate. Just to look at how buzzing the club is. Oh, great shot.
Absolutely amazing from Gary Kelly. He has cleared absolutely everything, and that is one shot. So he wrestles a couple back there from Ryan Bester. 8-4 in favour of the Canadian.
But yeah, mate, getting back to look, what a week we've been buzzing all week. This place has just been absolutely packed. We had our Blue Diamond on the Monday, Tuesday, followed up by our Matador Fours the last 3 days. 270 competitors in the Matador Fours, 70 teams, and it all went unbelievable. It was a great tournament, and congratulations to the winners. Aaron Wilson strikes again with Twisty and the girls, Brianna and Jamie Lee.
That is a force to be reckoned with. The power couples of Australian bowls, almost.
Yeah.
I think.
It looked like they just had a blast too.
Oh, exactly, and it's an amazing week before the Australian Open. You know, you think of other sports and the traditions that they have in the lead-ins. You've got the Masters having the hole-in-one competition, and then you've got all these other events that have lead-in events. But this, you know, the Matador Fours at Broadbeach before the Australian Open, it's just so wonderful to get people here before the Festival of Bowls, just to whet the appetite, get acclimatised. And how great is it when you look in before the main event even sort of starts? you've got 50 people on each green, and how rewarding is that for you as a coordinator?
Oh, look, very. As you know, these events don't just happen overnight. You need a team to put them all together. And look, the team worked extremely, extremely hard, and then for it to all come off, look, just very, very proud of all the team. And yeah, couldn't have been happy with the result.
Yeah, it's absolutely sensational, and this whole club has undergone a huge transformation. How long has it sort of been in the pipeline to organise that decking? And, you know, how hard was it to sort of, you know, rearrange things at the club? Because obviously it would interrupt things a little bit while you've got tournaments and events and pennant and all that sort of stuff.
Look, in terms of the interruptions, well, when it first, all the plans I wasn't around for then, so I can't actually say when they first started thinking about it and when they actually signed the dotted line to say this is what we're going to do. But I was here during the construction of it all. I've got to hand it to Simon, the general manager, and the board of management. The way they handled the interruption, or the lack of interruption to business, was absolutely amazing. We had people tiling around the bar while people are still getting served. We just didn't close down areas. We pushed on. We made sure everything was safe, obviously.
Big weight from Gary Kelly, and he's cleared the jack. It spills out, and Ryan Bester's orange bowl is right on the tee, so that respot will go to Bester, I believe, as Mitch Mears goes and fetches the jack. I'm not actually sure where that ended up. I think it went a fair way to the right. Or is it in the ditch? I think it's gone in the ditch, but it has stayed in bounds. So just continuing with that, that's 3 to Ryan Bester, who continues to forge ahead here. 11-4 as he edges over the halfway mark here to his target of 21. Now, going back to, you know, how wonderful the administration here have been over the last few months to get this up and running. You know, it's obviously, you know, to keep the club operating in that time, it's definitely not easy, but I think it just shows the demand for people to come here. This is one of the central hubs of Broadbeach. You know, you've got the restaurants so close, but then if you want to get active and, you know, go to a place where, you know, there's always something happening, you can head to the Bowls Club.
Exactly. And look, every town's got the bowlsing. That's what's great about this game. We offer such a great service to the communities. We've got something for everyone at every Bowls Club, but here at Broadbeach, I think with the new improvements to the club, it really is something for the Broadbeach community to be proud of. It looks amazing, and we're not done yet. We've still got more extensions to go. So,
can you elaborate a little bit more on those? Or?
Well, gaming room, we'll get a little refurb. The boardroom, as everybody has seen it, which has always been quite popular, we'll get another little refurb with some well-earned offices for our general manager, Simon, out the back. But still some more furniture to arrive as well.
Amazing. Yeah. Absolutely fantastic. And Ryan Bester and Gary Kelly performing on the big stage once again. How excited has the club been for this over the course of the week? Because it's something that's never really been done before. Usually Friday night is Mega Bowl night. Yeah. So usually there's a fair few people here, but it sort of dwindles pretty quickly. But this is something completely new. It
is. And look, hats off to Barry Lester. He came up with this idea. We discussed it. We were obviously very, very much in favour of it. But whether or not we had enough time to pull it off or not. And hat off to Barry Lester. He made it happen. So big congrats to him.
He's a man that, and he wouldn't mind us saying, he comes up with ideas of how to grow this sport.
He does.
And
he loves it too, yeah.
He genuinely, everything he does for the sport comes out of a place of love. And this has been a great initiative by him to get this off the ground. As Ryan Bester really tightening the screws here.
He's playing well, playing very well.
Gary Kelly, of course, 15-0 this week across the 2 events. Ryan Bester, 13-2.
Oh,
this one just drifts underneath.
That's going to make it tough for guys.
So 1 bowl left to come for both. Ryan Bester as Emma Spicer indicates, holding 1. And this is your first Australian Open at the club.
Yeah. Yes.
How excited are you for the big event to come? Are you playing at all or
no, look,
not playing?
When I come on board, obviously I know just how busy it is down here at Broadbeach during the lead up to the AO with all our tournaments. And then the Australian Open itself, mate, I just wanted to dive into the role and make sure everything ran smoothly. He really is playing well. Look at that. What a shot.
Another one. It could almost be a third. Emma Spicer says yes, it is.
Actually might give Gaz a bit of a help here now before landing that bowl. It gives him a bit of a shelf, gives him an opportunity.
So Gary Kelly down 11-4. This is a massive bowl in the context of this rematch. Just a few metres to his left is where Ryan Bester beat him. He wouldn't want to let it happen again.
Oh, could be tight, I think.
Coming underneath, will he get a little bit of help? Just drifts away. And that is a 3 to Ryan Bester. So back-to-back 3s, and 5 of the last 6 ends now for the Canadian. He leads it by 10, 14-4. He's 7 shots away from victory. And a quick game so far. They don't muck around on the mat, these two.
No, neither do.
And obviously seeing what Broadbeach has done over the World Bowls Championships. How proud are you to call this your workplace?
Oh, extremely. Extremely. Look, when the job opportunity come about, obviously I was very hopeful I'd get the nod for the job, but just to even apply and think about working in an environment like this, and it's, extremely, extremely rewarding when you look around and we've got events like this and what's been over the last week and what's to come as well. Hey, look, I've been in the game, I've been playing bowls for 33 years, and I finally feel like I'm at a place that I belong.
Yeah,
you know?
that's
love the
amazing.
Sport. Yeah.
It's great to see passionate people like yourself, just embracing what they're doing and doing so much good for the sport. This is Dean asking, what are they playing for? This is just an exhibition tonight to whet the appetite for the 2024 Australian Open. Starting tomorrow, 14 clubs across the Gold Coast. The 2 finals days to be played right here at Broadbeach. Gary Kelly really looking to get himself back into this contest. All it takes is one end, Jay. You can change the length.
Correct.
Probably still favouring 1 to Bester. Mitch Mears indicating that he agrees.
Gaz's weight hasn't been too bad. He's just been that little bit narrow over the last few ends. I think as soon as he adjusts his line, he's not going to have a problem with weight. There's still a fight back yet to come.
Michael Smith tuning into you. G'day, Jay.
G'day, Michael.
Got a few fans.
How are you, buddy?
So Gary Kelly, you're right, his weight has been pretty good. There's been just a couple of jack nudges or where he's just been a couple of millimetres off. Giving that a good home, but Ryan Bester still holding sway. So his final bowl of this end for the Canadian, and this one he's looking to get it to turn. Has it done enough? Well, he's pushed his and flopped it over, which will make it harder to remove.
I thought he'd play weighty.
Not his biggest weight, but let's see where he can go. Gary Kelly is close, and you are kidding me. That just pretty much sums up the night so far for the Irishman. One more to Ryan Bester, who makes it 5 of the last 6 ends. It's quite unbelievable what he's putting together. 15-4. Barry Lester on the mic trying to get the crowd up and involved. Trying to get them to cheer for Gary Kelly to get him back in this contest. How unlucky was that? You couldn't hit that gap if you tried, Jay.
I'll tell you what, for those at home watching it, no doubt you can see a crowd around the rink, but if only you were to walk through the clubhouse as well, this place, Broadbeach Bowls Club, guys, it is going off this evening.
And how good, because this is sort of the crowd that you would see for the finals.
Correct,
And,
yeah.
you know, and obviously there'd be 2 big grandstands out here that people could sit in, but, you know, the amount of people that have flocked in, it's sensational.
Yeah, look, I think traditionally on the eve of the AO and the last day of the Matador Falls has always been a big one for the club, but this year has just, I believe, has really surpassed any year prior. There are people everywhere.
One just going to the back there for Ryan Bester. That's a good home. Those orange tailors have done a lot of damage. So Gary Kelly looking to get himself back on the board. He's only netted a single in the last 6 ends.
What a shot. As you said, it only takes one. Is that it?
We will find out. He's got a lot of work to do to come back. Ryan Bester seemed to have all the answers so far.
Ryan's looking good, though. Oh, just a bit quick.
So does this encourage Ryan Bester to play with a little bit of weight for his next bowl? He's got the tee covered, and Gary Kelly's going right there now. This is a very smart bowl.
It, yeah.
So I believe we're going to hear from Barry Lester in a second. He's going to interview the 2 bowlers.
I don't think it needs to go big, but no, he's not going big. He's playing controlled.
Let's see what he's got here. Ryan Bester. This is going to pull up, I think. Just short. The Irishman with an opportunity to nail another. So let's see what he's got. It's coming through.
Good shot here.
It's more than enough. Emma Spicer with the paddle. She's got 2 behind her. Let's see if she changes it to 3.
Very close in here. Okay, 3 it is. All right, we'll start with you guys. Ryan's come out of the blocks pretty good. You've had a couple of stiff results, a few holes and halved a few things, mate, but is this the start of the comeback, mate?
Yeah, listen, mate, I'm a true warrior in the green. I'll never give up. So, yeah, let's see what happens.
What about the atmosphere? What would there be? 200 or 300 people, massive deck filled with people. And what I'm loving is people that I've never seen at the club before. And I think people that have never probably even played bowls before coming down to watch you superstars.
Yeah, like say, you take Ryan and myself out of it. It's just fantastic for the sport. It's a great spectacle. And, yeah, just congratulations to everyone making an effort to be here. And, yeah, what a crowd.
Thanks, Gaz. And Ryan, you've jumped out of the blocks really well. You're nailing a few jacks there. You haven't had to get the big drive out just yet.
Yeah.
What are you thinking, mate? What are you going to have to do to keep Gaz away? Because you're in front and looking really good from now.
Yeah, I think I need glasses. Then I drove down there. I thought those 2 were the shots. So lucky I didn't yell get them both because the front one was the shot. But yeah. Gav's going to fight back. Obviously, the green's running perfect. Like probably the best green in the world here. Broadbeach is green number 4. So yeah, it's a great atmosphere, and this is why we play the game. We love playing stuff like this.
I was just going to say that growing up as a kid, in Canada, to come over to Australia, chase your dreams, to play big bowls, play in services like this, does it get any better than this kind of environment?
No, it doesn't. I know a lot of people in Canada are waking up very early to watch us. So hi, everyone back in Canada. Thanks for Bowls Australia for streaming it, and everyone around the world. Enjoy the show.
Oh, good luck, Chance. Hope it's a close one. Cheers.
Barry Lester working absolute wonders out there on the rink tonight. He absolutely loves this sport, and great to see him getting this all sorted. That's a big end there from Gary Kelly, as I think Baz might be jumping back on very shortly. Yeah. So I'll ask you about this game, your final thoughts, and then we'll let you get back to business, Jay.
Gary Kelly is definitely someone you can never write off. He is an unbelievable bowler. Been in awesome form, so I am predicting a bit of a fight back, to be honest. I think the last few shots are going to be pretty tough for Rhino to close out. So
You can't
I'm going to go up on the deck and enjoy the rest of this.
Oh, for sure. Well,
Yep.
you can't count down a clock in bowls, that's for sure. And that's what singles is all about. You've got to get the shots. So Gary Kelly is going to look to fight this one out for sure. But
thanks very
Jake
much for your
Lovitz,
time.
Yeah, thank you very much for joining me. Nice to meet you. Well done on everything you've done with the Broadbeach Bowls Club, because it is sensational and this club is going from strength to strength. Have a good night. Enjoy the rest of this one on the deck, and we'll catch you very soon throughout the Australian Open.
I appreciate it, mate. Thank you.
Jake Lovitz there joining me, the bowls coordinator here at the Broadbeach Bowls Club. And Barry Lester's about to sit back down. He's just been running everywhere. How many steps have you done today, Barry?
Yeah, well, 3 games of bowls, playing the 4s, and
Running around here tonight.
yeah, just getting some collateral for socials, mate. You know how it is. Put it on the 0.5, and HD needs to hold for the bowl here. Just missing under. Yeah, mate.
Kind of been his night so far, Gary Kelly. Just missing under.
Yeah, it's
So close.
yeah, it hasn't, like he said in the speech just then. I'll fight to the end, and yeah, you can't imagine he'll continue to keep sort of getting some holes and halving things, but it's a bit of pressure that Ryan's putting him under too, to force him to play these shots. But when you look at a head like this, the last thing you want to do is getting any gaps and things like that, so ideally, yeah, he gets what he's after, and he's staring this one down.
It's close.
Bowl jack, and
It's come forward.
well,
Respot.
who wins the respot? Ryan does. So there you go. So those things. So if that doesn't catch the front, Gary's toucher in the ditch would be lying shot.
It's not what Gary needed, because he just got that momentum back with a 3 in the last end, and Ryan Bester has an opportunity to net a multiple and enter that checkout zone where he'll only be an end away. He doesn't want to promote Gary's bowl. Doesn't.
So he just made a 1 there, but yeah, you're right. So Gary's played a great bowl. He's got what he's after. He's got the bowl. Then he's got the jack, which is fine as well, and it bounces off a back bowl up the green for a kill, and you drop a 1. And jack forward, I must admit, I can't think of... I've played so much bowls this week. I've played in about 30-odd games of bowls. I can't really think of too many jacks that have gone forward, maybe a couple, and then you see a result like that. So, yeah, ideally, we want to see the jacks going back, because that's where we're trying to put it, in the pit or in the ditch. But, yeah, you got to just keep being more determined and move forward. And that's the thing with bowls. That end's completely gone, and it's a really good tip for our listeners out there. You can't dwell on a bad bowl or a bad end. Just keep moving forward.
Singles is all about that mentality as well, because it is just you. It's gladiatorial in a way.
Win the mind. Win the mind. Yep. Goes close here.
Again, just missing under. So Ryan Bester just tightening those screws. Got a bit of luck in that end, but sometimes that's all you need. Just a little bit of luck. And he's looking the goods. He's actually pulled out of the singles at the Australian Open, so the tournament does lose a bit of a contender, but his reasons were his son's 2nd birthday on Sunday. Harry?
Yes, that's right. And how good was it last year when he did win that big world singles title in front of his family and Harry? So Gaz, nice shot here. Yeah, toucher.
But
little back cut.
skewed it towards Ryan Bester's, and it is still 1 to the Canadian.
Yeah, so an inch and a half higher there. He's trailed it for 1, but just back cut it there. But Gaz, he'll just persist. It's one thing he does. We was talking about that semi-final of the BPL. Some would say we were gone, but Gaz, he's very, very determined, very tenacious.
And I think the final as well, you were down 110-0-4 in that second set. It's quite unbelievable. What was going through the 3 of your heads at that point?
Well, I think as Gaz tries again here, not far away. I think just having the experience of playing so many games in the event, knowing that how quick a game can turn, using the power play at the right time, obviously. And we were down a coach and with Jezza having to go home. But, Gaz knows I won't let him, I won't ever give up on him and vice versa. And Alan, well, she's the complete set. She's determined, she's experienced and an unbelievable player. So we love playing out there in the Melbourne Pulse colours. And Ryan Bester, good speed here. Doesn't want to make this target any bigger for Gary.
He hasn't. But it's still one.
Okay. Gary Kelly on the backhand. On the backhand, looking for the shot bowl. Needs to clear the jack. Gary Kelly, what a bowl. He's made 3.
Unbelievable.
He is back. 3 shots. And we have now only 6 in it.
We sure do. This is very close. So we've got just someone wandering in front of the screen here. This is quite interesting. Bit of theatrics off the rink.
Yeah, we've got a spectator loving the action. I remember a few years ago, Val, we had a gentleman visit us from one of the local construction sites. And
it is, well, he's tried to come onto the rink and
it's, we had a streaker a few years ago during was that the Australian Open?
Yeah, it was the final.
The final?
Turtles and disco.
So we've had a bit of action over the years. The one that always comes to mind for me, Val, is a bit of a streaker at the World Indoor Championships over in England.
Yep.
It's very, very famous on YouTube, that clip.
There was also the I'm quite distracted here. That was quite a hard hit too. Well done to the security guard.
Well,
this is quite bizarre. So players stopped.
so the players, they've got a bit to deal with here. So
Yeah,
Gary Kelly's played
Yeah.
an unbelievable bowl to make a 3. And Gaz is thinking, what have I got to do to get a break here? Well, I finally play a really good bowl. I'm trying to get some momentum back here, and I've got a bit of friendly fire from one of the locals. So sorry, I missed that in the promotion of the event, that we'd get a little bit of extra activity. Sorry,
well, you
ladies
would
and
have
gentlemen.
seen it on the stream. The security here at Broadbeach doing a wonderful job. He is absolutely, he's just taking care of the gentleman who was causing some disruptions.
Got a soccer match going on in the background.
And I think he's run onto the soccer pitch. I think he's gone now. So
And Gary Kelly, I'm telling you right now, one of the best strengths Gary Kelly has and the best athletes in the world is compartmentalizing. When you can deal with an uncomfortable environment and make it comfortable. And I'm telling you, this could go both 2 ways. It could be something that could off-put Ryan and make maybe Gary really zone in and start fresh, or who knows. But it's an fortunate distraction, but no different to a bit of rain or some storms or something like that. But here he comes, Gary Kelly. We spoke about it. Bit of WWE in bowls. It was a takedown, and I'm sure we'll get that up on YouTube or socials. Ryan Bester going big. We're here to promote the game of bowls. And the Broadbeach Bowls Club tonight is absolutely jumping. It is full here tonight. Cannot hardly move both inside and around the surrounds. And they're here to see these two superstars. Gary Kelly, he's got a spring in his step. He's stalking this bowl. Ryan Bester's now thinking of being more aggressive. So Ryan Bester, one of the best drivers in the world. Down the middle, looking for Jack. 3 down, just missing.
Just under. Well, it's the shot that saved him in the final last year. That drive was as smooth as a Lamborghini.
Yep.
Well, someone's saying it's the first time I've seen a spectator ditched in bowls. Well, it happened at the World Championships last year because Andrew Kelly took down a thief.
Well, Gary Kelly on that just before you go, Val. Yes, he did. He's put that in a prime spot. This is going to make Ryan Bester switch weight here.
Can't drive.
No, has to back it off and play some kind of arriving shot here. He's 3 down. He's 3 down. He's under. Well, there's nothing in it now. 3 shots in it.
It was always going to come, Barry.
Yeah, well, Jay tipped it just before I sat down. And you could hear it in Gary Kelly's voice. Playing for his country, he won't give up. Yes, Andrew Kelly, that's right, Val.
That was, well, we were sitting calling another match, and we heard these groans behind us for what happened. And then we didn't realise until after the match what had actually transpired. And it was one of the more impressive feats. And unfortunately, Andrew Kelly has some sort of martial arts background. Was it jiu-jitsu or kickboxing or something like that?
Yeah, he's always kept very wiry and fit, is Andrew Kelly. And, yeah, we needed him on that day. But tonight, our resident security barman, Glassy, I can't quite remember his name. He's definitely played one for the team as we've locked up the venue now. And I think that gentleman might find himself. Yes, so Gary Kelly, he's gone long here, so that's definitely a clear tactic. Ryan Bester's mainly played that sort of 27, 28, 29 metre length all night. And Gary's got the mat, and he's almost thrown it ditch to ditch, just short. So these are 38 metre greens. Take the 2 off each end, and you're left with 34. So quite a long length. Gary Kelly just a yard through with his first.
But as soon as he won that end, Baz, he changed the length straight away.
He did.
Bester had all the momentum.
And he's got the, and see how it changes. He's getting a good chunk of the jack now. Ryan Bester looks to be better weight. Looking for some connection here. Ryan Bester, wow, that was stiff. Yeah, Gary Kelly, he's definitely got that look in his eye. He's up and about here. The crowd's appreciating it. Look at that.
Just had a little issue with the scoreboard there. Couple of gremlins, but it's 16-13.
Ryan Bester, forehand again. Good weight with his previous delivery. Just doesn't want to find the hole again. He's looking just sit or trail. Nice arriving weight. He knows these greens so well.
Ryan Bester.
Well, he's back cut. So, wow, he's found a hole and back cut. It's definitely a game of everyone's sort of getting a fair share of the good and bad luck here.
But Gaz is looking at himself and going, thank God, I finally got something go my way. He absolutely deserved that. He has had his fair share of torrid luck tonight.
Well, I think it was 14-4, was it, Val?
15-4 at one stage,
so
and 16-7.
He's gone on a 9-1 run there. There's Gaz, and he's holding one here.
Bester with one left in the tank after this. Gary Kelly looking to edge this gap.
The competitive juices are flowing now. Both players, they really want this. Gary's body language, he wants to sneak around that for another. And he has. Not quite. No, just fell short there.
Starting to get a bit fresh out here too.
Oh, it's exciting. This is what it's all about. The rematch. So two legends of the sport. Let's recognise that. So the 1980 World Bowls men's singles final down in Frankston, Victoria, was played between David Bryant and John Snell. And David Bryant getting the win on that occasion. And in the early 2000s...
Didn't he always get the win?
Yeah, he won a lot. John Snell and David Bryant played each other on 6 occasions at international level, with David walking away with 3 wins and John with 3 wins. And they had a great long-lasting battle. And so they thought back in around 2006, 2007, I think it was, they thought they'd have some rematches, and they did that at 3 different venues: Lakes Entrance, Darebin, and, of course, Frankston, where the original game was played. So John will be celebrating his 90th birthday this year, John Snell OM, and unfortunately we did lose David Bryant a couple of years back, and very lucky pre-Birmingham Com Games a couple of years ago to go to David's club, Clevedon, and see the memorabilia and all the history. And
so much history with David Bryant, what he was able to achieve. And, you know, he was in such a rarefied air as the only male to go back-to-back in the singles at the Com Games before Aaron Wilson joined him in 2022. I remember we were in the village having that discussion, talking about what Disco had achieved. It was quite impressive.
Yeah, David could do it all, as well as John Snell. Greats of the game. And here we are witnessing 2 modern-day greats, both very young players, only in their, well, I think they're only in their 30s. So I think Ryan's still, maybe about 40. But a lot of good bowls ahead of them. And we're seeing it tonight. Gary Kelly's clawed his way back into this match, only 2 down. And if anything, it's got busier here at the home of the Bulls.
It has. 16-14 is the score. The margin was 15-4. 11 shots in favour of Ryan Bester. There's a couple of people around us have a coffee here, and geez, that would go down nicely right now, or a hot chocolate.
Is that code for Lockie?
No, it's actually I've had 3 coffees today, so definitely not.
Yeah, no, some nice. They do a very good stew and some good curries here, Val. Okay. So that'll warm you up, mate. As Ryan Bester corrects 4 feet. Gary Kelly, he's got to decide here. Does he stick to the backhand and try and nail it, or does he utilise that bowl on the forehand? A little bit of movement behind the rink. I did chat to the boys and just let them know that there'll be a bit of movement. It's
on a night like tonight, I think you can sort of forgive it. When it's an exhibition, just got to expect that, because this is the amount of people that are here watching. And I said to Jay before, it's rivaling that of an AO final.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. No, we've been very well supported by the club and some partners come on board to support Broadbeach Bowls Club. We couldn't do it without them. As well, we're getting an indicator there from Mitchell Mears, recently selected in the Queensland Open men's squad.
It's a very good bowler, is Mitch Mears.
Yeah, loves the game. We all know what Emma Spicer gets up to in her bowling career. Very accomplished player and does a good job with the BPL. Doesn't want to...
Ryan Bester flops in.
Yes. So that might be enough. Get an indication. Yeah, it's 2.
Wow.
So it is 2. Gary Kelly was not many options here outside of just dead drawing it for me, unless he does want to go really big for that last bowl of Ryan Bester's. But if Bester can hold on to 2 here, he's in checkout territory.
Take it to an 18-14 buffer. The score of that World Bowls Championships final was 21-16. Could we get a carbon copy? Gary Kelly, what has he got?
Needs something solid from there. And he has got something solid.
But
it's reduced the count to 1.
Has it gone to the respot?
And it's stayed in.
It has stayed in. So Ryan Bester with an opportunity still to net a 2.
Yeah, and these are the tricky ones. I've put those banners deliberately back a little bit, give them a bit of room in case there's an offline jack, so that shouldn't come into play. But it probably hasn't been walked on, obviously, for a while now from today's play. You don't know if it's a bit quicker out there or a bit slower, but offline drawing to offline jacks is something that's got to be trained and practiced. Needs to hurry.
And has it done enough?
Not quite.
There's been a couple of those. The last two ends that Ryan has won now. He's had an opportunity after Gary Kelly's moved the jack to net a second. Hasn't been able to do it. We don't think, anyway.
I think we're going to see a measure here.
Can't quite see with the amount of people sort of standing in between us and the head, but we'll get a good view on the camera.
So the Australian Open, what I was loving the other day, Val, looking at the amount of competitors that are in the event and where they're from. I saw Korea,
Hong
Kong, Singapore, Malaysia,
New Zealand,
Canada, you name it. So it's just getting so big, the Australian Open. It's such an amazing event, as we see there.
I think it was a 1 in the end.
So first to 21.
Oh, no, it was a 2 in the end. 18-14. So Ryan Bester does make hay while the sun shines, and he's in the checkout zone, 3 shots away from victory.
And definitely goes back to his length. So that's a big one once again for either new bowlers or someone that you want to do better in your singles. There is a sort of a niche length for most players, whether it be medium, long or short. Something you just feel a little bit more comfortable with, and that's what Ryan's feeling with tonight. And it's around that 27 metre mark, 28 metre mark, and so he's just trying to show to Gary that he wants to play his own length and put it on his own terms. And as Gary comes down, finishes about 18 inches away, so it's shot to Gary Kelly. Loving the weather at the moment here on the Gold Coast.
During the day, it's nice.
Hopefully it can stay this way. Yeah.
At night, I stupidly wore shorts, and I'm cold.
Ryan Bester, that's why he's playing this length. The confidence is there. Pretty unfortunate in the end. He's actually fallen over around the jack to create a bit of a head to play to here for Gary.
And he's seen it.
He's just missing high, but it's going to go to a good home.
Yeah, if it goes behind, it's never a bad thing. If you've still got some left in the tank, that's 100% for sure. And Ryan Bester will look to try and fix things a little. I think he's going to join Gary around the back.
Yeah, he sure has. So he's covered that tee just in case Gary gets really angry, but I don't think Gary will. I think it will be just sort of that 4 feet sit and trail. He knows 2 here would be huge. He's just got to make a slight correction. He's definitely under his previous attempt, but he's just slightly under the weight. But if he can creep in for another second, that might entice him to go bigger.
Problem is he doesn't have the tee.
No.
So he can't go too big.
Yeah, Val, we couldn't do this event tonight without our important sponsors for Broadbeach Bowls Club.
Yep.
And they've really come on and supported the club really well. So we've got Damien McGee there from Aussie Cool. Thanks, Damo. And Brian Lockyer and his team from Direct Sourcing Solutions. And, of course, Coastal Real Estate, Sean Burke, that are sponsoring the club.
Bester.
Great shot, Ryan Bester.
That's gone in for 2.
That's almost perfect. Because if any movement of the jack happens, you'd like to think it goes back to Ryan. And you mentioned it, Val. How important was Ryan to get that third delivery of his back to the tee?
Exactly.
This is a tough one for Gary because if the jack goes wrong and Ryan's bowls go back, can potentially drop that 3.
Well, to quote the great Dennis Cometti, this has to be centimetre perfect. Gary Kelly running weight. Wants it to sit something.
He needs a worker off the front.
He almost got it.
And he's cut it back to 1.
He almost got the job done, but one more to Ryan Bester, and he moves to within 2 of victory, 19-14. That's the scoreline. "17 ends played."
So BPL 20 coming up, is it, Val? 20?
Yes, 2 new franchises as well, Baz.
Oh.
The Geelong Jets and the Sydney Saints, thanks to Ocean Grove and also the St. John's Park, and also St. John's Park. Looking forward to it.
Guess the player. You should do the.
I know.
You should do a Facebook competition. Guess the teams. You know, with like the blank head cut out.
Yeah.
With it, you know, who's it going to be?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that. I tried to pry it out of both franchises on the Right Line, BA's official podcast, but unfortunately they were very tight-lipped, which fair enough. Have to sign the players, and
we've heard some big names being thrown around as guesses.
There's some rumblings, but
and we're all keen to find out who are going to play for the Jets.
But also, you guys are going for the title, for a back-to-back title. You've done it once before. And if you win, you join the Sydney Lions and the Tweedheads Ospreys as the most successful BPL franchise in history to win 4, Barry.
Better start practicing, mate. Better get up to Brisbane in my spare time. Get up to Pine Rivers.
You might need to.
No, looking forward to seeing some new faces and obviously the new franchises. Love the BPL. Gary Kelly, I tell you what, he's coming in on a nice line here. Doesn't want to frame it. Yeah, it's going to be tough to get out on the forehand there for Ryan. So he's going to play weight, just trying to dislodge something, create an opening.
So needs 2 here, Ryan Bester. Gets rid of 1. So he's got 1 more left in the tank. Gary Kelly with 2 to come.
So this is one of the hardest shots in bowls. It might look like, oh, Gary's got 4 feet to count, but the worst thing he can do is put it anywhere where the shot bowl and this bowl can actually leave the green.
Because Ryan Bester doesn't need many invitations.
It needs to hide. It can't be an angle and it can't be anywhere near the actual shot bowl. Ooh, yep, he's done well. He's done really well. So Ryan will be looking for shot bowl clean or half jack here, and he's close.
He's not far away, Ryan Bester.
Needs to miss his front one.
Ooh, now.
Ooh.
Now. Gary Kelly, an opportunity to net a 3rd.
This is big. If Gary Kelly gets to 17, he's in checkout territory as well. Only needing the 4. Body language isn't great.
Gary Kelly needs this to pull up, wants it to pull up for a 3rd. And it has done so. So a massive end for Gary Kelly. 19-17 is the scoreline. Both players within an end of victory. He's improved on that score from last year as well. It was 21-16. Is that the catalyst for Gary Kelly to say, you know what, Ryan, I'm not letting you beat me again?
Yeah, long jack again. Not quite the length I think he was after. Probably, about 4 feet short of the tee, but definitely longer than what Ryan's been throwing. But as I look around, as I said earlier, we're seeing people here, we're seeing young kids, seeing players that are here for the AO, people that have travelled long distances, and I'm seeing people from all around Australia. I know some WA boys in the background there, Victorians, former Australian under-25 player, Brendan McCallum there in the background. So, plenty of people here tonight taking in all the action. It was sort of risky. I wouldn't say risky territory, but it was tricky territory to put this together in terms of, you know, Friday night, Australian Open. People, do they want to maybe have a quietish night, or we knew with off the back of the Matador, 260, 270 bowlers, have them stay around the club and and watch the action. And we've got some live entertainment at the club on Friday nights. Great shot, Gary Kelly. So being able to utilise those tournaments and have the players then give up their time. Here we are. Build it and they will come, they say. Ryan Bester just missing under. Alrighty. Gary Kelly. Third stroke for the end. Down on the forehand. He's just going to miss high. It's a good home in case Ryan gets a bit aggressive. Jack back. And that's what he'd be looking to do here, Ryan Bester. 2 seconds. Swing. Take out the shot bowl. He's still watching it. Not a mile away. He needs Gary Kelly's bowl.
He's close.
Not quite. Well, that angle helps Gary Kelly now because any shift of Gary Kelly's bowl from that cannon, Jack should be going back.
So Ryan Bester needs 2. Very hard to make it 2 from this. Gary Kelly can't get a 4. But he can certainly put himself in prime position to win this match. We have no idea, really, where things are going to go. But this match is... I feel like there's been a real hush in the crowd because they're invested in this result. Now that the whips have started cracking from both ends. Gary Kelly. Not a mile away.
He's played it well. It'll be interesting to see what Ryan Bester does here.
Could he... It's a very risky bowl, but could he sit that shot bowl of Gary Kelly away and just sort of clear it?
That's, forehand, sort of quarter of Gary's bowl, quarter it out, 3 or 4 rolls and stay for 3. But if he is a bowl tight, he gets the cannon and then goes potentially 3 down. So
do you risk going behind to try and win it?
It could be backhand working off his wing bowl, looking for half of Gary's then and the jack. No, he's going big here. He's looking to get this cannon and the back stuff.
Ryan Bester only got the front. He was close.
He was trying to rip that bowl out clean on his backhand. He was so close.
One more to Gary Kelly. Trims the margin, 2-1. Bearing in mind, it was 11 the difference. Ryan Bester leading 15-4 at one stage. The Irishman has clawed his way back. Barry Lester's just getting a jacket brought out for him.
Yeah, all the running around. I didn't sort of get time to...
What a diva.
Hey, Alan, he's my man. I reckon I'll be... when I turn up for work next, Al will be looking at me. Barry, coffee, thanks.
He's a good man. Alan, very good greenkeeper here.
Yeah, look, nice little windbreaker. The greenkeepers have got some good gear in terms
they
of...
have to.
Yeah, for the weather.
They get here very early in the morning. What time do they roll in?
Yeah, I was speaking to Aaron the other day. We're in the car together. I said, how's you working tomorrow? He said, yes. What time do you set the alarm? And he said somewhere around about the 4:20, 4:30 mark.
That's disgusting.
And he's at work down here at Broadie by about 5:15, 5 o'clock. Yeah, he does a lot of work around the place. Aaron Sheriff being here now 6 months. When he's not on the greens, he's on the greens working all around the surround. So if you want to know what one of the best players in the world gets up to in his spare time, just have a look around Broadbeach Bowls Club any day of the week and you'll see Aaron Sheriff putting in the hours. So Gary
He's
Kelly.
a hard worker both on and off the green. So Gary Kelly now needs a 3 to win. Ryan Bester a 2. And they could end at this end. But Bester has been stuck on 19. This is his third end now.
Yeah,
that's 19-14.
Both players playing this forehand. Ryan Bester, perfect weight, half a bowl high. Gary Kelly now holding 1.
Ideally, do we see a 20 all and then just 4 bowls each to see who can get the jack in the pit?
Well, this is a good indicator of what it means to Ryan Bester and Gary Kelly. Ryan Bester's having a look now. Still got 2 to come. Obviously, the rules don't really apply tonight, but in that manner. But Ryan's just having a look. He's thinking, wait a minute, can I get both blue bowls? Have I got 2/3? As you can see, shot bowl there, and then you've got the bowl over there at 9 o'clock. Is to be second, but what is third? Knowing Ryan Bester, he'll try and, I reckon, rip this bowl out or swing it out, and he knows Jack in the ditch, he could be holding game.
Ryan Bester on the forehand.
Jack down the line for 2.
He's
or
stalking
bowl
it.
for 2. Needs to hold.
This is going to be a bit tight. So it comes underneath. Gary Kelly now with an opportunity. What does he need to do, Barry?
Well, see, there he is. So I've spoken about this a lot over my time in commentary and various other in areas of coaching and so on. You can see him. It's a risk assessment. So what Gary just did then was a risk assessment. What if this happens? What if that jack moves there? What if that bowl? So you've got to do a bit of a 360 around the head. And the best players in the world do it. Alex Marshall being one of them, really does a strong risk assessment in big moments. And this is a huge moment in the match because he knows if he trails the jack 6 inches and makes 3, is he going to then make it easier for Ryan to put the jack in the ditch for 2 or so on. So it's all about the contingencies as well. But he lands this bowl. He could be holding 3. He likes it. Gary Kelly.
What's he got? Oh, you're joking.
Well, he might hold 2 now. He's found a hole that isn't quite there, but has he got 2?
He's done that a couple of times tonight, found the gap that he didn't really want to find, and one that you couldn't get if you tried.
So of the 5 nearest bowls, Gary Kelly has 4. But with Ryan Bester having the probably best drive in the world and having the tee, the respot, he needs jack here.
Ryan Bester, he's gone for it.
He needs the bowl clean or the jack.
It's coming. It's coming. He's cleared them both.
And he's made 1.
I believe it is 1. It is. So he's within a solitary shot of victory here, Ryan Bester. He's led this entire match, barring N4, where it was even at 3 apiece. But since then, Ryan Bester has held the ascendancy.
He couldn't afford to go too big there, Ryan, so some people might wonder why he sort of just swung then. The key was to play weight that if he connected solid, he would hang around. So the ultimate outcome for Ryan then was to get to Gary's bowl, sit it fat and stay for 2.
Yep.
But he didn't quite get it solid enough and ran off. So he got the 1. And he's backed it up with a really nice opener here on the forehand. That one is about 2.5 feet away. So Gary Kelly, ideally in singles, especially in this moment, you want to answer straight away. You don't want to leave it to your 3rd and 4th bowl. So Gary will have to answer here, and he's done well. He's right on top of it. That's a good start.
The thing for Gary is that he's going to have last bowl here, so Ryan Bester may be in a spot where he can hold game, but Gary Kelly will have an opportunity to negate things and try and push his own agenda.
So 1 shot, Gary Kelly. I think I'd put it down about 10 inches away. Ryan Bester's second shot being probably 12 inches away. Gary Kelly on the forehand again. Not a bad spot that. Just splits those 2 bowls up of Ryan Bester's, but also gives him the opportunity now that Ryan's bowl is vulnerable.
Ryan Bester, what has he got?
He's good. He needs to clear the front. He's got the jack. Oh, he's flicked it out.
He's opened it up a little bit where he can possibly change hands if he needs to, but look at where his orange catchment is. Any jack movement, and it's his for the taking. Gary Kelly's front bowl, that's the shot. He's got 2 in the tank.
He's played 2 really good lines as well, so that's why he's staying in the forehand. He's confident of getting the line. This one looks high, though. He's got great weight.
But it does go and join his other bowl back there and gives him some sort of assurance.
So, interesting to see who's got third there. So if Gary's got third over there at sort of 8 o'clock, he can then try and sit Ryan's bowl to make 3 and win the game. But Ryan, still a fair bit of room for the world champ. 10 inches, 12 inches of room here. He's asking it to hurry. The body language is telling him to get up.
It's going. It got
It's
there.
enough. It's enough. Currently holding game.
And this is where I alluded to it just before. Ryan Bester can hold game, but Gary Kelly has the final bowl. It's in a good spot, though. He can't afford to move that front bowl. Does he draw it cold, Barry Lester?
Yeah, I think he has to. The thing about that bowl from Ryan Best is not only short, but it's short in the way that Gary Kelly's been loving that forehand. I don't know whether Gary does play something a little bit risky, though. He plays to sort of land the front one of his and stay for 2, or he chip the jack out. So does he play some kind of arriving shot?
Is this the final bowl of the match?
Needs to get down, and that's it.
There it is. Like it was 10 months ago, Ryan Bester reigned supreme against Gary Kelly. But what an exhibition it was at the Broadbeach Bowls Club. Big thumbs up from both of them. And we're going to hear from them in just a second as Barry Lester is going to try with our roving microphone and chat to both of these 2 players. But Ryan Bester gets the job done 21-18 in a brilliant display. He led from the outset. Gary Kelly fought so hard from 15-4 behind. An amazing performance to come back and force the issue. But the Canadian, like he did at the World Bowls Championships, wins again as Barry Lester joins them both on the rink.
Boys, well, we had a little bit of extra entertainment tonight. Belle and I were chatting in the commentary box there, and we were discussing that maybe, Ryan, it might have broke your concentration, or it might have got you fired up, Gaz. But what was your thoughts on that happening, and what was going through your mind in terms of trying to compartmentalise?
Yeah, I just try to stay focused on the game. I just tried to ignore that to the best of my ability. Obviously, I want to try and put on a show for the people and make a game of it and get right back in it. So, yeah, I just try to stay focused on the game.
And you said in your speech around the 10-end mark when I came out and had a bit of a chat, you said, I've got the colours on, I'm determined, and you really were. Were the long ends a tactic after Ryan's hot start to go long and really test him out?
Yeah, it's one of the ones where he was obviously favouring the shorter lengths, so I thought, yeah, take a chance at long. It is slightly harder to hit the long ends as well, so yeah, that was just the tactic.
And I'm sure you're very proud once again to wear the colours, but of yourself to be able to come back from there. It was a pretty big deficit, and you really dug deep. You must be proud of your efforts.
Yeah, absolutely. Lady luck wasn't my side at the beginning of that there, but no, definitely proud of myself. I say I never ever give up. That's just the person I am and how I play the sport. I love it and I embrace every opportunity. And yeah, and thanks for this here. It's been amazing.
Well done, Gary, and all the best with the Australian Open. You've already had a lot of success on the Gold Coast the last sort of week or so, and really wishing you all the best with the AO moving forward. And if you come up against me, go easy, will you? And Ryan, mate, once we've said it before, you've come back to Broadbeach. There's some upgrades, some renovations, but to see the crowd and to be able to come up against your good mate Gaz, you must be thrilled.
Yeah, loving playing Gaza. We first played the World Under 25s like in 2005. He's got the best passion for the game, which I love. I love watching him play. It's my son's birthday on Sunday, and Gary's my son's favorite bowler. He holds the ball up like that, so if he's half as good as Gary, I'll be happy with that.
And mate, what about yourself? Apparently you're not playing in the singles from the AO, but you're pretty excited about the team events?
Yeah, really excited to play with Ryan Burnett in the pairs, and Ryan Burnett, Kevin Anderson, and Mike Carroll in the fours. We lost the quarters in the fours last time, and that's the only event I haven't won here, so fours is what my eyes looking to.
Well, gentlemen, really a big, massive thank you. It started off with just an idea. I reached out to both of you. You said yes straight away, and that's what it's all about. The players have been playing all week, all day, and they're going to go on to the Australian Open as well. To give up your time, we really thank you from behalf of the club, Broadbeach Bowls Club, and just wish you all the best with your bowls moving forward. And Gaz, after the AO, have a safe trip home and see your family. I'm sure you're looking forward to that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It'll be amazing to catch up and see the family. It's been 2 years, and I'll get the opportunity to put on the colours and represent my country in a test series against England. So, yeah, really looking forward to that. You know, it'll be good to see the family.
And just ending, I'd like to thank all our partners, sponsors, everyone that's got behind and supported this event. Also, if you can give it a like and give it a share, this is something that really hasn't been done before. So if you can press that share button, get it out to your friends, keep promoting this great sport of bowls, and that's what it's all about. So from Broadbeach Bowls Club, I'm Barry Lester. Thanks for tuning in, and get out there and give lawn bowls a go. Cheers.
Barry Lester there joining us and doing a great interview with all of them. That's it from us this evening. Thank you to Barry. Thank you to Ryan and Gary. What a performance they put on. Thank you for joining us. But tomorrow morning, that is when it all starts. The Australian Open for 2024, 9 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Be here on Bowls Australia's Facebook page or YouTube, Ringside Live. We're back in action for the world's biggest bowls festival. We'll see you tomorrow morning.
Aero, used by world champions Kelvin Kirko, Corey Wedlock, Aaron Tees and Aaron Sheriff. Swirl, Aero's new colourway, easy on the eye and in over 65 colours. Aero's enhanced grip allows you to go up 1 to 2 sizes, shaped to give maximum comfort and control. Made in Australia, machined with robotics for unparalleled accuracy. Aero provide the most accurate of bowls. Aero, same line every time.